Hi, I'm Chris from Mountain Heating and Home Services, and today we're going to look at installing the new Ideal Halo. We're installing it into an Ideal Vogue. The boiler has been in about a year, so the new Halo won't fit directly into the boiler. So what we've had to do is buy a separate wiring harness. I'm just going to go through now and show you what you actually get. So for the Halo, I'm just going to turn this around. In the box you get the Halo controller and you get the panel. Now usually if the boiler is 2020 from August, you can fit this directly into the boiler, but because this boiler is a year old, we've had to buy a separate wiring harness, which is here. So we're going to show you how to install the Halo into an older boiler. So this will work on the Ideal Logic and the Ideal Vogue. So first and foremost is we'll isolate the power on the boiler. Obviously you want to be gas registered to take the front off of this boiler, so no one really should be doing this unless you're gas safe registered. We've tested the power cables to make sure that it's isolated to the boiler, and as you can see it is. So I'm going to take the front off the boiler and then we'll show you how to install this. So I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see inside. There you go. So we have to take the front down off of the boiler. Inside we've got two screws. I've also taken the fuse out of that fuse spur as well. Take the little panel out, clips on the sides there and there, two on the top. We'll just lift that one out as well. So at the front of the boiler, just pick this up. So as you can see, we've got a control panel that we had in for the Ode room start. I'm going to just take that out like so, and what we need to do is disconnect it from here like so. Now we've got the Ode blanking plate for this boiler, which we're going to put in a minute, so we'll just set that aside for now. And then what we need to do is we're going to connect this new wiring centre to the open therm of the boiler. To do that we have to disconnect this cable here on the right hand side, and how we do that is there is a little prong in the bottom and a prong in the top. We have to squeeze them together and push it through. Don't know if I can show you that. Oh yeah, there you go, look. So squeeze them together and we push it out. If we lower the boiler down now and look in the back, as you can see, this is the one that we've just pushed out the slot, and all we're going to do is pull that out carefully, try not to touch the board. And we bring that round to here. Now the open therm cable, so the open therm cable from the boiler is here, look, which is this one, which is blue and black, as you can see. And what we do is we plug that one into this one. I'll just put it on it. Like so. So your blue and your black one are connected, and your blue and your black one are connected that side. That's it for that. So that's now made your open therm. We can connect into that now for the wiring harness. So I'm just gonna what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna fit this onto the wall at the side of the boiler here where the Ode receiver was. So I'm just going to fit all that to the wall and then we'll continue with the video. Right, so basically what I've just done is I've just screwed the box to the wall. I'm not going to show you how to do that because obviously it's just 2 screws. So it's drill 2 holes, roll plugs, 2 screws in, job done. What I am going to tell you is that in the connections for the boiler, so basically before I had the room start timer, the old one that obviously connected in here, and the live neutral and earth for the main from the boiler is into there. Now what you've got to do is for the room start is to plug a link wire in, so it's just a link wire into there, so in and out. That should go in there. There we go. So basically all we've done is just put a link wire into where the room start timer would go, and that's it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to thread a bit of cable up into there and into the controller. I'm not going to, I'll show you what I've done after that. It's only a bit of 1.5mm cable because that's what I had on my van, so you can use from 0.5 to 1.5. So I'm going to thread all that through now and then I'll show you where the connections go. Right, so I'm just going to show you what I've done with the wiring. So basically we've put the centre up on the wall there where the old stat was. We've just took a bit of 2-core cable, and what we've done is we've gone into the OT master. So as you can see, we've just connected into that one there, OT master. And it doesn't matter which way round these go, it doesn't matter. So we've brought that up through the boiler, and we've gone into the open therm. So as you can see there, we've got open therm, and we've gone into either side again. It doesn't matter which way round they go. And from the back side of that open therm, just remember you've got to clip that into the one that we took out where the old stat would have been. That's got to be clipped together. So now I'm just going to put all the back on this. I'm not going to show you that. So we're going to put all the back on this. What I will do is just set this up here. So the ideal control panel has got the plug in the back. Now that plug just connects into this one here. It will only go in one way, so I'm just going to do that now quickly because then that's all the wiring done. So that just goes up into there like so, and this panel now can be pushed in, and that's it for the wiring centre. That's pretty much it. So I'm just going to put all the boiler back together now and put all the back plates on and everything, and then we'll have a look at firing it all up and showing you how it works. So now we've done all the wiring, we've put the front boxes on and we've put the blanking plate on the boiler, and what we're going to do now is we're going to put the power to the box. So we've got this power supply. We've just plugged that in. We're going to tidy all these cables up, but just to show you how this links, we plug the power cable in, the lights come on, and then what we're looking for is the boiler light to start flashing like so with the power light on. This will connect now to the boiler, and after about 90 seconds or so that light will then go out. So we'll just leave that to connect for a moment. If we look at the halo now in the back, we just take this back plate off like so. It just pops off, and we have got 4 batteries to be inserted in the bike. Now I've left the 4th one out, just ready for when we do the connecting, so we'll just leave that like that for now. And then that should go out in a minute. Now I've just heard the boiler actually click in. That's because I'd switched the main power back onto the boiler, so it was just going through its cycle. As you can see on here at the moment, they are both on demand, no demand, sorry. So obviously the boiler's gone into standby mode, so we'll just wait for this to connect. And there we go, so it's now stopped flashing on the boiler side. The boiler's got no demand, and we've got this Zigbee light that's come up now, so that's so that we can connect the Halo wireless stat. What we're going to do is, just to make sure that this is working, if we press the override button just for a couple of seconds, as you can see the override button's come on now, which has turned the boiler on, and we have now got on, and the boiler is starting to fire up. So that's to tell you that the that this is wired in properly and that it's overriding now. So you're overriding the room stat, and then the boiler will fire up. We'll just wait a couple of seconds for that to fire up. And this is just making sure that the override circuit works. There we go, the boiler's firing up. So that's just telling you that this is all wired in properly, and we can override from the room stat to bring the boiler on. I'm going to turn that off now, so I believe we'll just press that again. And there you go, override off, and the boiler's turned off. Now for the pairing side of it, what we need to do is press and hold pair, and we wait for this green light to turn red. There you go. Now we can pair the Halo. So we put the 4th battery in, turn it round, the Halo comes on, and we go to confirm. We're going for single zone on this one, and we should now start pairing. To the interface. So I think this takes about a minute or so just to pair up with it. There you go, 20%. The light is still flashing red on the control panel. That's it, it's complete. And if we have a look on here now, that's still flashing. I think we have to just set this up, so we go October, and let me just have a look what the date is today actually, just bear with me. We are on the 18th. So all we do is rotate this to the 18th, press the center button, 2020, next. The time, just bear with me again, sorry, is 1:11. So I'm going to go for 24 hour, so 13, 11, and click next. engineer's phone number. I'm going to skip that because my customer's got my phone number anyway. So as you can see now, it's paired. The lights stop flashing. We've just got a power light on and a Zigbee light on, which means that that is now connected to the Halo thermostat. The boiler is no demand on both. If we press the center button now, you'll see that it comes on. That's telling us that the room temperature at the moment is 25 degrees and the target temperature is 14.5. So we can just check that this is now working with the boiler and so on. All we need to do now is just turn this center dial. As you can see, it's going up. We take it up past 25, so we take it to 28. You'll see that a flame comes on somewhere here. There you go. And the boiler light has now come on there. The on demand has now come on, the radiator's flashing, and the boiler will fire up shortly. So that's just the basic wiring if you're installing the Halo to either an Ideal Logic or an Ideal Vogue that is being installed before August 2020. If you're installing this Halo into the latest boilers, either the Vogue or the Ideal, the wiring is already installed for this device, so you can then take it straight into the box here, and you don't have to put this wiring loom in. So this is just for the wiring harness here to make this fit the older Ideal Vogue or Ideal Logic. The programming of the actual thing itself, you've got a button there for override, and you can also go into the menu. You've got auto mode on there, you've got menu modes, you've got holidays, you've got timed heating schedules and so on. So you click on there, confirm, and you can put in your on and off times and so on. I'm not going to go through that. This is really just how to install this into the older model Vogues and Ideals. Also, this can be connected via Wi-Fi. The customer that I'm installing this for at the moment doesn't use Wi-Fi, so it's not a problem. But all you would do for that is to pair, I think you press the override button for 15 seconds or so, or until this turns blue, for connectivity, and that's to connect it to your router. But obviously I'm not doing that today. I'll do another video for that. So hope this has helped people out, because I know it's not straightforward. I'll see you on the next one.